Hello there. Welcome to Italy.
And we're underway for the Italian Grand Prix, and it's a decent start for our front three, who have already left the rest of the pack kind of in their dust. And look at these three going three wide into turn one. Look at the Toyota there of Mark Whitman, who sends it into turn one and takes the lead of the race. An amazing start for the Austrian, who surely is going to have to defend from Aaron Smith behind. And yes, here we go into the second chicane. Mark goes a lot better on the brakes. Aaron's still there, just about on the outside. They make a bit of contact, and Aaron Smith goes off the track and loses a position to his teammate. Now at the end of lap one, Mark Whitman still doing a fantastic job of defending from the two BARs behind, who are eager to get past. And look at this, we're three wide for the lead of the race. It's fantastic. But Mark goes deep into turn one again. Aaron Smith is going to try and get the cut back, but his teammate has ran into him. And that was a bit of a send, I must say, there from Adam. But friendly contact, just about getting away with it. And Aaron falls all the way down to 5th place. And now he's going side by side with his championship rival Ben into the second chicane, but Aaron just about holds on to 4th place. Look at Troy up there in 3rd, but runs wide. Ascari over the anti-cuts. Can he keep it out of the wall? Just about, but such a shame. Mark and Adam still battling it out, and Aaron Smith has caught up to the back of them. Took him a few laps to get back up to speed, but Adam is now the one trying to attack Mark as they go side by side all the way down this straight. A bit of contact there. Aaron's going to get an absolutely perfect front row seat of this battle, but backs out of it, and Adam cannot outbrake Mark. But Mark goes off the track a bit, and Adam has the slam on the brakes, and so does Smith. What a great battle this is. And the two teammates now going to battle into turn one a couple laps later. Smith and Adam side by side. Still side by side. They're keeping it clean this time around. No contact as we head through Curva Grande. Still side by side. Aaron seems to have a bit lower downforce than his teammate. And that's Rokas going for a spin on the exit of turn one. And Troy just having to take a bit of avoiding action. And Smith and Mark still battling it out. This is lap 5 now. Mark has been fairly decent on the brakes, but this time he goes too deep. And that's Smith up into 1st place, finally. And Adam is also going to try and follow him through. Very close there. Bit of contact through Lesmo 1. Smith coming in for his first pit stop on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. And Adam follows a lap after with Mark in behind. The Renaults this season have rather struggled, but there's Dominic going off the track and losing his front wing. And the second Lesmo can't stop the car, and that's going straight into the wall and out of this race. Ben and James are going for an unorthodox one stop in this race. We'll see if it can work for them, but Ben and James now battling. That's way too deep for Ben on the brakes, and he's going to have to give up 1st place to James, who now inherits the lead for, I believe, only the 2nd time this season. Ben Morin then coming in for his one and only stop on lap 13. Rokas and Smith. Smith trying to claw his way back through the field after his 2-stop and gets past Rokas. Henry now coming in to the pit lane. Rokas now having to defend the exact same from another BAR, this time of Adam, and pretty much the same into Ascari. James Hammond now pits from the lead. It's going to be interesting who is going to keep the lead when Smith comes in for his stop. Rokas now exits the pit lane and is just about staying ahead of Troy Robles as they go side by side into turn one. Who's going to be the bolder one on the brakes? Rokas just about gets the car stopped. And Smith now finally comes in for his last pit stop. It's going to be close between him and James. Was it enough from Smith to take the lead of this race? It wasn't. James inherits the lead. This is going to be an interesting next 8 or so laps. And now it's Adam's turn to see if he can come anywhere near the top 2. They go 3 wide momentarily. Into turn 1 we go. Who's going to be last on the brakes? And Smith actually runs wide, and surely he's going to have to give up that place to James. And yes, he does, but now has to defend from Adam behind. But like I said earlier, I just don't think Adam quite has the straight line speed to compete with Smith going down to the second chicane. And indeed, Smith just about holds on to second. Smith now trying to take the lead from James. James has a similar downforce setup to Smith as we head into turn 1. Can Smith get the car stopped in time this time? He can, and finally inherits the lead. Adam, getting a bit twitchy on the exit of the first corner. Mark Whitman, he's just fallen back further and further in this race, and now has lost his rear wing. Bit of a shame for him as he goes for another spin into the final corner. And, what on earth is Mark with it? I don't even know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my Lord. He's ended up in the forest. Okay. We're going to move on from that. Henry Langdon and Broadcast going to battle as we head into Ascari. Not much Henry can do there and has to let the Williams through. He's going to try and get him on the exit, but just nothing doing there. And Aaron Smith takes his 3rd win in a row. A nice victory there for him at Italy. James Hammond comes home in 2nd and gets pile driven in by Adam. A decent race for BAR as they increase their lead. And Ben Moran coming home in 4th. He'd rather hope there was a bit more in this race, but I think to finish ahead of Rokas and Henry, he'll be fairly happy with that result. And Troy comes home in 7th and Smetanka 8th. A lap down from the rest of the field. Well, Smith took a fairly commanding victory, but he had to work for that one all throughout this race, and it was so much fun to watch. James makes it a Britann 1-2, and Adam rounds out the podium for a good result for BAR Honda. But we look at the drivers' standings, and finally, after quite a long time, Ben Moran loses the championship lead, and it's now just 4 points between him and Smith as we head into the final 2 rounds. Really going to heat up between those two, as Indy should be fun next week. But BAR just increased their lead to 20 points. They can wrap up the championship in terms of constructors next time out, and same for the drivers. But it's going to be tough to do both. But anything can happen in this series, as we've seen for the past 14 rounds and 5 seasons. And we will see you next week for the United States Grand Prix.